like, share, subscribe. Shouts out to the Lions Den community. And don't y'all forget to subscribe to the podcast show. Link will be pinned in the top of the chat.
Just name the channel who could bang with us. I'll prove that you are smoking dust. GGD Media is top notch in this game, y'all. You failures only have yourself to blame, y'all. Ticket TV and a weapons make you suckers cry. Why don't you close your channel, crawl into a hole and die? Shout out to those who love our movement, no, we'll never flop until you get your mouth off LGBT. We are the underground outfit, y'all. We built this whole thing by ourselves, no in y'all. Independence up with self-preservation. If you can't take care of self, then how can you build a nation, y'all? Yup, we got that merch for the ladies and yes, we even got that merch for the babies and we got appliances and everything that you will need. We got some banging songs that make anemic haters bleed.
All right, you guys. So y'all press 1 if y'all can hear me in the comment section, man. I got a mic check going on 1 2 1 2. If y'all can hear me, press 1 in the comment section, and we're gonna get right to the funk, man. Y'all press 1 if y'all can hear me, man. In the comments, bro. Crazy work, man. This thing is going on. Y'all already know we get back to back. We just did a video. Make sure y'all go check that out. After this video's over with, I'll put the link to the last video we did at the top of the comment section when this video's over with. So make sure y'all go check the last video we just did. And man, the shot that is going to be heard around the world, you guys. Oh my God. So it seems like these allegations surrounding Tyler Perry and Tyler Perry Studios and all these other things are racking up, y'all, as a man by the name of Braxton Wells is now coming forward with devastating allegations. Not only against Tyler Perry, but against this man right here. Now, this man on your screen, his name is Mark Swinton. Now, if you guys don't know who he is, Mark Swinton is a film, television, and theater writer, producer, and director. Mark currently serves as the vice president of Tyler Perry Studios, where he produces all of the studio's major television shows, feature films, and stage plays. Currently, Mark Swinton produces a number of television shows that are on the air. Now, back to this man on the left-hand side of your screen, Mr. Braxton Wells, beside Tyler Perry. Braxton Wells has come out with a list, and he's checking it twice with allegations. Mr. Braxton Wells has come out with allegations against a number of defendants, including Tyler Perry and Tyler Perry Studios, and I will read those alleged defendants and what they're being accused of and what he's saying happened and what he's alleging happened to him. All right? So, Mr. Braxton Wells is accusing, again, this man right here, Mark E. Swinton, the vice president over there at Tyler Perry Studios. He's accusing him of R-wording him, grooming him, and transporting a victim across state lines under false pretenses. That's what he's accusing Mark Swinton of. That man right there is a film, television, and theater writer and producer and director, currently serving as the vice president of Tyler Perry Studios, where he produces all of the studio's major television shows, feature films, and stage plays. Also, he is accusing Jeannie Harrison of legal malpractice, conspiracy, obstruction of justice, and failure to uphold federal and veteran rights. Also, he is accusing Tyler Perry and Tyler Perry Studios of negligent retention, enabling a predator, and participating in the cover-up. He's also accusing Mark Robbins of conflict of interest and suppression of material findings as a third-party investigator. Now, a summary of what Mr. Braxton Wells claims that happened. He claims that in January of 2022, he was R-worded, sexually assaulted by this man right here, Mr. Mark E. Swinton, after he claims that he was lured from California to Georgia under false pretense of legitimate employment related to the BET's The Oval Show as a service disabled U.S. Army veteran suffering from PTSD. He says he was manipulated, groomed, and flown out for what became a premeditated act of sexual violence. He said afterwards he was coerced into silence through a $6,000 Apple Pay transfer and later funneled into a secret NDA agreement settlement by Jeannie Harrison. And he has a picture of the actual NDA. I have a picture of it. I just didn't put it on the screen. All while a criminal investigation was still open in the state of Georgia. No judge, jury, or mediator was ever involved. This entire process, he says, was orchestrated to silence him, not to serve justice. Also, he says his legal protections as a retired U.S. Army veteran. He says, I am not a regular civilian. I am a protected federal veteran under law, and I was entitled to criminal defense, trauma, accommodations, and rights that were never disclosed to me. Federal protections 18 U.S.C. 1591, grooming and transporting across state lines equals sex trafficking. Crime Victims' Rights Act 18 U.S.C. 3771, right to dignity, full disclosure, and fair process. Title 38 U.S. Code 1720G, Veteran Trauma Protections. Section 504 ADA, Disability Protection Against Coercion and Neglect. Whistleblower Protection Act, illegal to retaliate against a veteran reporting abuse. The UCMJ Military Protections, Article 120, R-word and sexual assault. Article 134, crossing state lines under false pretenses. Article 93, maltreatment of any service member, retired or active. California Residence Protections, SB 331, silenced, no more act. NDA is void in sexual assault and harassment cases. California Civil Code 52.65, extended rights for grooming coercion victims, unlimited civil jurisdiction. This case qualifies under California law. Quid pro quo laws, clear abuse of employment and power to force sexual compliance. The NDA is illegitimate and void by law. Now, he's saying this because he signed an NDA and he has pictures of the entire NDA with the signatures of his and others on this NDA. What he's saying is null and void because the law says, first of all, he's a veteran, and second of all, he's the victim of a sex crime and a sex act. So he says that the NDA that he signed on October the 31st, 2024 was a product of, one, fraud. He said, I was never told about my legal, state, federal, or military protections. Conflict of interest. He says Jeannie Harrison and Michael Robbins collaborated in silence. Concealment. He says no court oversight, no mediation, no judge, no informed consent. Obstruction. He says ongoing criminal investigation was ignored and silenced. And he says this NDA that he signed violates California's SB 331, U.S. constitutional rights and veteran law protections, and must be declared unenforceable. Also, he says this case mirrors the precedence of the case of Derek Dixon. He says Dixon, also a California resident, was assaulted in Georgia in 2020. He received California legal protection and was not forced into Georgia law. My case is nearly identical, he says, but I was denied justice through misconduct and coercion, legal demands, and required actions. He says, I am formally requesting for your legal representation to 1. File a motion to void the NDA under California and federal military law. 2. Pursue civil lawsuits for R-word and sexual assault, legal malpractice, fraud and emotional distress, grooming, and sex trafficking. 3. Escalate to criminal prosecution in both California and Georgia. He wants criminal prosecution as well. 4. Notify and involve the following investigative bodies: the United States Department of Justice, Civil Rights and Civil Divisions, the FBI, Sex Crimes and Interstate Transportation, VA MST Division, Military Sexual Trauma, U.S. Department of Defense, Inspector General, California Attorney General, Public Interest Office. Also, California Attorney General, Public Interest Office, Georgia Bureau of Investigation, California State Bar, Chief Investigator Najee Khatib, Department of Labor, Veteran Liaison Office. His final statement, he says, I am a survivor. I am a U.S. Army veteran. I was R-worded and silenced and manipulated by powerful individuals and their legal shields. Jeannie Harrison violated her duty. Michael Robbins concealed evidence, and Mark Swinton committed a felony. This is not a civil dispute. This is a criminal cover-up with clear paper trails and active investigations, and I am placing my full trust in your legal office to expose the truth, void this NDA, and take fearless, uncompromising legal action against every party involved. He says these elites think they have control, but they don't. Yah has all the control. This is the same way how Moses told Pharaoh to let Yah's people go, and Yah hardened Pharaoh's heart, just like Tyler and Mark and Jeannie and these systems. He also goes on, ladies and gentlemen. He says, and he has posted the Mark E. Swinton lawsuit, right? Now, first of all, let me go ahead and let y'all hear what he had to say first. Let's get into what he had to say first, because he has a lot of things, text messages that he has, screenshots that he has. And I will read some of these text messages. Text messages he put up. 1, what's up, Braxton? You in LA? He says, yes, sir, I am. Where you at? You in LA? And I'm at the highlight room with my cousin's birthday. The response, I'm here today working. I thought of you. His response, ah, man, what you working on? How long you here? The response, just today. Braxton's response, where at? You outside? The other man's response, insider, blue martini, question mark. Braxton says, sauce buckhead. The other man says, oh, why did I think blue martini, LOL? Okay. Braxton says, I was saying I was there last night, LOL. The other man says, oh, okay, LOL. Braxton says, LOL, yeah, the place I'm at is down the street. The other man says, okay, I'll stop by. Then, the other man says, okay. Braxton says, I was saying I was there last night, LOL. The other man says, oh, okay, LOL. Basically, so he's saying he's going to go back. And then he says, okay, awesome. Then he says, let me know when you get home. Don't forget. And then, this is after he went back. So then the other man wrote, you're amazing. I'm at home. And you don't forget. I want a good story. And then he puts like a hug emoji. The other man then says, LOL, take pictures or a video. You guys still at the bar? Question mark. I am going to have a story too, LOL. And then he does the clapping hands. And then he responds the next day and says, my bad, my brother. I fell asleep and got busy, LOL. And then the other man says, LOL, good morning. He says, LOL, good morning, brother. Had to walk the girl downstairs. I'm glad you came out yesterday. And then the other man says, LOL, me too. I really had fun hanging with you. And then the other man says, I don't get to hang out as often as I like, and you're cool people. Braxton says, good, and oh, I feel honored, seriously. You just made my night when you came through. And then the other man says, I think Taylor made your night, LOL. But hopefully I was a bright spot. You are hilarious. Then Braxton says, you funny as hell, LOL. Yeah, she was talking about she coming through again. We gonna see. But nah, you brighten up the mood for me. Leaving from Benihana's. Says I'm 29 minutes away. I'm on the way. And he says, okay, call Mavro when you arrive. He will get you to me for our meeting. He says, okay, I will. Then the next day, he says, how did it go? And then Braxton responds and says, it went really good. Tyler complimented me on my performance. And then the other man says, yay, and puts clapping emojis. And then Braxton writes, it was different for me. It was a continuous shot, and I adapted the situation. And then the other man says, well, I'm happy you adapted. And then Braxton says, thanks for this experience, Mark. And then he says, this was awesome. I definitely want to keep working. And also, I'll stay an extra day to see your house too, brother. And then Mark says, allegedly, you have plans tonight? We can hang at my crib tonight, and you can keep your original flight back. That's cool, question mark. Or do you have plans, allegedly says Mark. Braxton says, my bad, brother. I was taking a nap in my holding room, and now I don't have any plans, and I barely have service in this room. Mark allegedly writes back and says, are you finished for the day? He says, I don't even know. They didn't tell me I was wrapped. He says, LOL, oh, I think you're done. And then he says, so wait for them. Okay, I'll get your food, says Mark. And then he says, thanks so much, brother. And then Mark says, catering should be open. He says, they said lunch starts at 4. Mark says it does. And then he comes back, Braxton, and says, definitely wanted to meet Ed Quinn and let him know by my private coach that they've been friends for 20 years. Wanted to say hello. And Mark says, okay, ask the second AD, Toya, if Ed is here. And then he went on to say, yeah, I definitely want to celebrate, LOL. And then Mark allegedly says, so Braxton, I'm not sure what time I'll be off tonight. I'm down to meet up with you when I'm off. But if you have plans with Taylor, then maybe we can do a rain check. I think it would be hard to get back from Roswell to meet her at 2. I think I want you to take the return flight in the morning. I'm likely here very late tomorrow night for stunts. I would feel terrible if you stayed and I didn't get to see you. If we don't hang this time, we will have to the next time you're in town. Let me know. Braxton says, nah, it's all good, brother. I totally understand. You're a blessing, brother, I swear. And then Mark says, I'm so proud of you. I don't want to disappoint you, Taylor. And then the other man, Braxton, says, man, I don't want to disappoint you, brother. I love this work, brother. I wanted to be out there forever on that set. So much energy on that set. And then Mark says, you're not disappointing me. And then Braxton says, and Tyler tall as hell too, LOL. I felt small around him. And then Mark puts a hug emoji, right? And then Mark asks him, do you still have plans? Do you still have plans? Then he shows a flight receipt for his flight ticket. Then he shows payments to his Apple Pay. One for $3,000, another for $3,000, and another the next day for $980. And a message that says, don't forget to pay her today. And then he says, my phone is 1%. And then Mark says, really, okay? This is Mark right here. Meet me at door S3 if your signal goes out. Braxton says, I'm walking the baggage claim now. Mark allegedly says, oh, okay. You still in the terminal or you off the escalator? Braxton says, oh, okay. I just stopped to charge my phone. I'm headed to you now. So, Braxton said that. Mark says, so you still in the airport? Braxton says, yeah, I have to get on the train to baggage claim. And then Braxton says, okay, I'll stand by here until you're off the train. And Braxton says, okay, awesome. Right? He says, okay, cool. Right? So then Mark says, hey, Braxton, are you here? I'm parked in the cell phone lot. As soon as you're walking outside, I will drive around. Hey, Braxton, are you here? I'm here parked in the cell phone lot. As soon as you're walking outside, I will drive around. Right? Now, let's keep going. So Mark allegedly writes, right, when he leaves as well, right? And he shows photos of these messages as well to prove that. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna play y'all what he said, man. Crazy word, bro. I'm gonna play y'all what he said, man. All right. Play y'all what he said. All right. And he shows a video of when he pulled up to a G-Wagon. So apparently he got a picture of this dude's black G-Wagon picking him up in the airport, a video, because he took a video when he came to the airport in a black G-Wagon, you guys. He put that video out there too. So he has that video out there too, right? So now he also says, and I will play what he says now so you guys can hear his allegations. All right. So now here are his allegations against Tyler Perry, Mark Swinton, and the others. I'll play it for y'all now.
All right. I'm not about to hide anything with you guys. I'm not. I'm not about to sit here and be afraid and be silenced by people knowingly they did me wrong. I'm calling out Tyler Perry Studios. I'm calling out Mark Swinton. I'm calling out Jeannie Harrison. I'm calling out Michael Robbins. I'm calling out Tyler Perry. And I'm calling out Mark Temple. And I'm calling out Chris Giovanni. I want you guys to know what you guys did to me was very unlawful. And me being a retired vet, U.S. Army vet, going through post-traumatic stress disorder, going through mood, depressions, everything that I've claimed in my testimony. You all covered it up. You all covered up a felony crime of what Mark Swinton has done to me. I've asked for help from the California State Bar to complain to Jeannie Harrison because she didn't tell me my California rights as a U.S. Army veteran and a California LA resident. I'm sitting here looking on the news. This kid named Derek Dixon is getting unlimited jurisdiction, quid pro, as an LA resident, right? His incident happened in 2020 in Georgia in an employment place. He said he had a sexual harassment, and he was groped by Tyler Perry in Georgia as an employment place. He's an LA resident. All right, y'all tracking what I'm saying? 2022, my incident. I get sexually assaulted, raped, drugged, blacked out. That's a felony crime. And it happened in Georgia as an LA resident. So, if you guys don't know the laws in Georgia, this is what they put against me. They said I had 2 years of a statute of limitation. I got 5 months late. 2 years of statute of limitation, right? Now, let's go back to Derek Dixon. 2020, same incident, but just a different, he has sexual harassment. That's way before statute of limitation, right? 2 years, right? That's what, 4, 5 years? And he gets a lawsuit with his attorney, Jonathan Delshad. Jonathan Delshad gets him a $260 million lawsuit. It's all over TMZ, it's all over Fox, it's all over every news outlet that you can name up. Right? Every news outlet. But my civil attorney. Now let's go on a story. How all this stuff happened to me. Ever since I came out with my first video. Right? And I'm gonna tell you right now, Mr. TP, I'm not afraid of none of y'all. I'm not afraid of none of your lawyers. I'm not even part of this business, entertainment business anymore. You're gonna get exposed. Me being with Yahweh Elohim, Yahshua the Messiah, I am covered. And I'm about to expose every demon that is literally possessing you right now. I met a guy who's my manager named Chris Giovanni. Now, I had an agent out in Atlanta. Her name is Joy Purvis. Everybody knows Jay Purvis, of course. And I told her I was going to go to this guy named Chris Giovanni. Joy told me, oh, no, you shouldn't go to him. He's a bad guy. He's not going to be the right manager for you. So I'll say this. I meet Chris. I get signed, He wanted to have dinner. He wanted to meet up at Mama Shelter in Los Angeles. Mama Shelter is closed right now. It's closed down, but that's where me and him met up at, and we had a conversation. So I told him about my situation. I was telling him what I went through. And, I went through the whole Tyler Perry situation with Mark Swinton and what he did to me, paying me $6,000 to shut the hell up, to not ruin my career, his career, or anything like that. And, I told him about the situation I went through, me being sexually assaulted and raped. And he told me, he was like, oh, yeah, I had the same client that went through that. And all my clients who were working with Tyler, they're going through a lot of stress. And people are taking advantage of his clients. Even somebody, I had the same client that went through that. And all my clients who were working with Tyler, they're going through a lot of stress. And people are taking advantage of his clients. Even somebody, a female lead right now, I think her name is Melissa, who's on Ruthless, is saying the same thing, that she's ready to leave Tyler Perry too. But that's another side of the story. I'm not even talking about that right now. He was the one that kind of orchestrated everything. He told me, I think you need to report this. I think you need to say something. Because I've been holding on for this for 2 years. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know who to go to. Being an actor, as y'all all know, it's a hard situation to go through. This is your life. This is what you want. This is your career. This is your dream. Right? This is all that you want. But then, you got somebody that you trust, your manager, that's going to support you in this. And he's like, I'm going to help you, but I need you to, when I do tip off this guy, and he's talking about Mark Temple, who's Tyler Perry's attorney. But let's keep going. He tips Mark Temple's attorney and told him, hey, I have a client that's going through this situation. What you want me to do with this? So Mark Temple tips off Tyler. As I quote, Tyler was pissed. Right? Tyler was pissed. And that's all I hear from, Chris. And Chris was telling me, they're going to have a third-party attorney that's going to contact you, and they're going to do, it's going to be normal, and they're going to ask you, hey, we've been hired for Tyler Perry Studios to do an employment place investigation. Which, Tyler's going to know about all the information. He's going to know about what's happening, know about all the accusations, right? Okay, so let's get to the nice things here. So Chris tells me, hey, just tell them that I try to send you an audition for Straw and this and that, and because I don't want to be having a conflict of interest because I have clients. They're making about $100,000 each episode. I mean, well, they're making their client. His client is making $1 million, but he's making $100,000 on each client, and I'm pretty sure he has he told me 3 clients that he had on that. Anyway, that's like the moral of the story. But he told me to lie. That's red flag number 1. He's been working for Tyler for since he was 18. I think the guy's like 32 now. I'm not really good at math, but pretty sure that's what. He's been working for Tyler for since he was 18. I think the guy's like 32 now. I'm not really good at math, but pretty sure that's what. Almost 15 years. I'm not really good at math, but that's a very long time. The guy knows the guy very well. So I'm going through the investigation, right, guys? Michael Robinson's message. He has this other paralegal that's typing up all my stuff. Okay, she's listening to everything in my own testimony. Tell everything what happens. You got the testimony and written out and everything. I literally have everything. So, I'm over here trying to figure out, okay, should I get an attorney? I don't know what to do. This just doesn't seem right. So I'm trying to figure out how to get an attorney. I let Chris know I want to get an attorney. The dude gets pissed off. You don't need to get an attorney. You're just going to cause problems and all this. Blah, blah, blah. We can't have this happen. And I'm just like, well, I need to be protected because I don't know what these guys are going to do. They're going to manipulate me. These guys are very powerful. They're billionaires. They can do anything. I don't have shit. I ain't got money like them. I don't have shit. I don't got nothing like them.
Hold on, y'all. The sound chopping up. Y'all said? Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. Y'all smash your like button. Give me a second, y'all. Hold on. Right now. Does it sound better? Y'all let me know in the comments if the sound is better right now. Does it sound better? My bad, you guys. Does it sound better? Y'all let me know if the sound is better. Does it sound better now? Should be better. It's still choppy? All right, hold on 1 second, you guys. Hold on 1 second. I'm about to fix it. Let me see, y'all. Hold on, y'all. It's still robotic. Press 1 if y'all can hear me good now. If y'all can hear me good, press 1. If it's bad, press 2. If it's good, press 1. If it's bad, press 2. Damn, all right, hold on. Hold on. It's good now? Okay, y'all can hear me now? All right, bet that. Okay, yeah, it's good now. Everybody saying it's good now? All right, bet that. My bad, y'all. That's not me. That's StreamYard. Sometimes StreamYard be doing that foolishness, man. That's why I be trying to tell y'all. That's why I be doing mic checks, man. It do not be me, y'all. It be StreamYard. StreamYard be acting like a mole sometimes, man. I'm trying to tell y'all this. Y'all got to understand it. Don't be me. It be the StreamYard service. All right, let's keep going to what he said.
Not really good at math, but that's a very long time. The guy knows the guy very well. So I'm going through the investigation, right, guys? Michael Robbins sends me a message. He has this other paralegal that's typing up all my stuff. Okay, she's listening to everything in my whole testimony. I tell her everything what happens. I even got the testimony written out and everything. I literally have everything. So, I'm over here trying to figure out, okay, should I get an attorney? I don't know what to do. This just doesn't seem right? So I'm trying to figure out how to get an attorney. I let Chris know I want to get an attorney. The dude gets pissed off. Talking about, you don't need to get an attorney. You're just going to cause problems and all this and blah, blah, blah. We can't have this happen. And I'm just like, well, I need to be protected because I don't know what these guys are going to do. They're going to manipulate me. These guys are very powerful. They're billionaires, they can do anything. I don't have shit. I ain't got money like them. I don't have shit. I don't got nothing like them. I'm just trying to take down a person who sexually assaulted and raped me. That's the person I'm trying to take down. But here, it gets even much better. While I'm looking for an attorney, I'm looking for entertainment lawyers to try to see who's connected in the business that can really help me out in this situation because I don't have anybody. I have a case, but everybody's not trying to take on my case because it's so political. People don't want to ruin their reputation. And I don't know why people don't. I just feel like it's just so stupid how this entertainment business runs. These people are sitting here like, oh, I'm not trying to mess up my political rep, if I take on the case like this, and then they're just ruining me. Who gives a shit, man? You got a person over here that's been sexually assaulted. That's a felony crime. Let me say that again. That is a felony crime. Okay? Vulnerable, PTSD, 100% disabled veteran that is going through it. And to be honest with you, I'm federally protected. I'll get better. I'll contain that story better on my story when I'm trying to tell you. I'm looking for an entertainment lawyer. There's this guy named Doug Johnson. Doug Johnson, I don't know. I guess he deals with stuff like this with sexual assault. But he's like, this ain't my type of thing. But I think.
Yeah. Y'all smash the like button as y'all come on in. I wanted to explain to everybody just coming in what happened. This man is saying that he was R-worded. He was raped by this man right here. I'm about to show y'all the picture of the man. He said he was raped by Tyler Perry, the vice president of Tyler Perry's films. And then he says that Tyler Perry helped with the cover-up. So he says that this guy who works for Tyler Perry, the VP of Tyler Perry's studios and all his productions, R-worded him, right? Said that he drugged him, and then when he blacked out, he R-worded him. He basically, you could say he's alleging he sodomized him, and then he's saying that Tyler Perry helped to cover up the crime, is what he's saying. That is his allegations, right? And so he's saying that Tyler Perry and all these other people had help or had a hand in helping to cover up. He's saying that he's a Army veteran and he has more rights than this, and the way he was done was disgusting. So now he's explaining what's going on. So when people heard him say, "Yeah, man, they R-worded me," they didn't know. For you guys to know what he's talking about.
I know a woman that can really do this for you. So he introduced me to this lady named Jeannie Harrison. Jeannie Harrison, I guess she was.
Oh, and by the way, for people who saying the timing, he's already has an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement that he signed. He's breaking that NDA because he's saying that he allegedly has rights. And I saw the NDA. He actually has the NDA. He's saying that he has rights as a veteran, and that the NDA is not valid because he was a victim of a sex crime. So he's saying that the NDA that he signed, and he showed receipts of being paid $6,000 through Apple Pay. He's saying that should be voided because he's a U.S. Army veteran and he's the victim of a sex crime. He actually has an NDA on paperwork. I saw his NDA. So he has an NDA on paper. This is going to be interesting to see how they rule on this, whether they say that he violated the NDA or not. Because he has an NDA. But he's saying that, look, he's saying that NDA should not cover this sex crime right here.
She repped for the Harvey Weinstein victims. And, I don't know what happened in the Harvey Weinstein, and I've seen that he went to jail, he's been indicted and stuff like that. But he's like, this ain't my type of thing. But I think I know a woman that can really do this for you. So he introduced me to this lady named Jeannie Harrison. Jeannie Harrison, I guess she repped for the Harvey Weinstein victims. And, I don't know what happened in the Harvey Weinstein, and I've seen that he went to jail, he's been indicted and stuff like that. But it sounds like it's good on paper, right? She's She's got everything that you need, right? So let's continue. She takes on my case. I tell her from the beginning of the story, I tell her, listen, I had a lot of attorneys tell me in Georgia, because I don't know my rights, because I live in Los Angeles. I'm a resident of Los Angeles. But I went over there and traveled at an employment place and came back, right? So, they're saying the statute of limitation is 2 years. And I told her this straight up. This was statute of limitation for 2 years. And I had several attorneys tell me that in Georgia. So I was like, well, they were telling me you're going to have to get a civil attorney in LA because you're a resident in LA. So I'm going here trying to figure out the situation. I'm telling her, she still takes on the case. But she says, hey, I'm about to go on vacation for a whole month, and I'll let you know when things are going good. I waited a month. Okay? I waited a month. No words. Nothing. I haven't heard from anyone. I haven't talked to anyone. I only talked to her paralegal. Paralegal's like, just keep sending us some of your doctor stuff and your medical documents. As you know, guys, that's HIPAA Act. Giving out federal documents when I'm going through my medical procedures, and knowingly, I didn't know they were trying to keep a felony crime hidden. That is a felony crime, and that's federal. But I'll continue. I'm giving all my medical documents to an attorney that is representing me, right? And she doesn't mention any of this stuff to them. Now, I know she's going to tell me, oh, I've said these things and blah, blah, blah. But why haven't you tell me my rights in Los Angeles? Why haven't you tell me I had unlimited jurisdiction in Los Angeles? Why you didn't tell me I had quid pro in Los Angeles? Why was this case not seen by a judge, jury, or so? But he's like, Derek Dixon's case? I wanted criminal, and I wanted civil. She said it was impossible to do any of that because of the statute of limitation in Georgia. Oh, and I totally forgot. The third-party attorney, Michael Robbins, who was doing the investigation, she's been doing business with him for over 15 years, and they've done the same. They were working together at the same practice before for 15 years. They worked on the same cases together as a team. Conflict of interest. A vulnerable victim is in a sexual assault and rape, mood disorder, PTSD, depression. Going through a lot. Going through a lot. And you took advantage of my medical documents. No Silence Act order in California as a resident. As a VA disability retired soldier, I cannot be silenced doing me having a disability. That's a federal crime. I can't be silenced or coerced or pressured to signing in anything without seeing a judge, a jury. And I was never told those rights. That's legal malpractice. I make a police report while I'm in Colombia to the Roswell police on September 25th when I came out with my first video. Before I even signed the NDA. And the NDA was signed on October 31st. I even told her I didn't trust her. I didn't trust what they were doing. They were manipulating. I felt like I was being pressed. Even the third-party interviewer, Michael Robbins, he didn't even give us a conclusion on the case. He didn't even tell us who was at the wrong or anything. He didn't even give us any information. Tyler Perry knew everything. He kept all that information silent. Everything silent. He didn't let anyone know. But my attorney saying, hey, I got text messages of the lady telling me this. Derek Dixon's case? Because I wanted criminal.
That's crazy, man. Crazy work, man. Crazy work, man. What y'all think, man? I mean, this man, bro, this is crazy work, man. So basically, he goes on in his civil lawsuit, basically, and this is a summary. Y'all smash the like button, share the videos. Y'all come on up here. I'm gonna read the summary of his testimony to the investigators on the details of what happened to him and what he told the detective and what his attorney, who he said failed him. So basically, he's saying that Tyler Perry helped in the cover up of this R word by his employee, his vice president. So he's saying that the vice president of Tyler Perry Studios, right? This guy right here, Mark Swinton, allegedly had him come over to his crib, drugged him, R-worded him, and then tried to pay him off and give him an NDA. He says that they sent him shady lawyers or something like that. That's what he's alleging, that he was sent shady lawyers that didn't explain to him all of his rights. And then once he went back and found out what his rights was via this Derek Dixon situation, he says that, hey, man, I'm an Army veteran, man. I'm a retired Army veteran. I have PTSD and stuff like that. I have different rights. Like that NDA don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, and he showed the NDA. He actually has the NDA that's signed and everything. So now he's saying that he wants criminal justice and he wants civil justice as well. He's saying that he's alleging that Tyler Perry helped with the entire cover-up, right? So let's get to this. So it says Mark E. Swinton civil lawsuit. So he says the first time I met Mark E. Swinton, I booked a 16-episode on the Ruthless playing a role Belle with the help of Cindy Butler at I Submit Talent Agency in Atlanta, Georgia. I was on a Zoom call with him and Rayvon Drummer letting me know how much they love my self-tape, and I did my self-tape at North Hollywood at Creation Studios. They booked me on a first-class ticket from Los Angeles to Atlanta, Georgia. I had a driver waiting for me at the Atlanta airport to take me to the Intercontinental Hotel on November the 6th, 2019. So when it was time for me to come on set, November the 7th, 2019, and they took pictures of me in my wardrobe and wig. And then when I was about to work, Mark Swinton calls me in his office, letting me know that they were sending me back home and letting me know I had a 17-year-old face, but a man's body. And I took it as in a professional manner. And when I did, Mark said he was impressed how I handled it so well. He said he'll promise me roles in the future. Then 2 years later, we stayed in contact, and he booked me for the role cult member on the Oval Show. This is the same show as the other dude. On October the 19th, 2021. And TPS, Tyler Perry Studios, flew me out from Los Angeles to Atlanta on November the 1st, 2021 at 12:20 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Delta Airlines, and landed in Atlanta at 7:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I had to Uber myself to Intercontinental, and Mark got my pandemic test so he could hang out with me. And I didn't think anything of it because this guy was very powerful at Tyler Perry Studios. I was like honored that he would want to hang out with me, and I was like someone that was coming up in the business. And he continues to text me and ask me where I'm at, and I was hanging with this girl named Taylor, who I was having sexual relations with. And he would always ask me about this girl and ask me where I was at and what I was doing. And I kept telling him I was with her at Sauce Buckhead in Atlanta. Then he would say to me, stop by and buy me a drink. And he did. He would say that he would stop by and buy me a drink. And he did. He bought me a drink and got himself a drink and my girlfriend Taylor a drink. And then me and him walked outside and he was telling me about what Tyler Perry does at his Bahamas Island with his male actors and female actors, and they all have sex with each other. Lord have mercy, man. He says that Mark told him. He says, and then me and Mark walked outside. And Mark, he says that Mark, this guy right here, was allegedly telling him what goes down at Tyler Perry's Bahamas Islands. Now he says that this guy Mark told him that at Tyler Perry's Bahama Islands, right, that Tyler Perry, with his male actors and female actors, he says they all go out and have sex with each other, and kept repeating that to me when he flew me back out to Atlanta on January the 6th, 2022. Then, November the 4th, 2021, at 10:54 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, he would ask, how did my performance go on the set? And I said, Tyler said I did an incredible job, and then text me at November the 4th, 2021, 11:29 Pacific Standard Time. You have plans tonight? Question mark. We can hang in my crib tonight, and you can keep your original flight back. And I thought it was crazy he would want me to hang at his crib, and I'm just an actor. I thought I was building a great relationship with someone that could change my career. And then January the 5th, 2022, at 10:47 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Mark texted me wanting to see me again and asking my name and date of birth, and booked me a flight back to Atlanta on January the 6th at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Delta Airlines. Was asking what kind of liquor I like, and I said I like the Don Julio 1942, and picking at a steakhouse he think I would like. And then text him I landed at Atlanta at 7:21 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, letting me know he is at S3 Terminal and letting me know he is parked at the cell phone lot and drive around to pick me up at arrivals. And I saw him in his Mercedes G-Wagon, which he has video of. He posted that video too. I saw the video of that. And he told me we're heading to Marshall Steakhouse. While we are driving, Tyler Perry calls him and telling me to be quiet, and he has them on speaker, basically saying things about other actors and calling them annoying and bad-mouthing other crew members. Then we get to Marcel Steakhouse on Buckhead and told me I can get anything I want. And he orders me Don Julio 1942. While I'm drinking my first drink, he orders more drinks and more drinks. And I ordered 3 drinks straight on the rocks. And I was already drunk at this point. And then I'm talking about my career. But he didn't seem interested in that. He kept telling me how handsome I am. And then when we leave the restaurant, he takes me back to his crib and shows me a $250,000 painting he has in his house in his big aquarium. And I was like, wow, I can't believe I'm in this house. And he asked me, he asked me, he had a Don Julio 1942 bottle for me at his bar near his movie theater. And he made my drink for me. and I was drinking with him, and I started to feel weird at this point already when I had another drink, because we went into his movie theater and we were watching a movie, and I don't remember half the things he was talking about. All I remember is he took me upstairs in his room, and he had another room, and watching another movie, and gave me another drink, and I felt extra unbalanced, and I was not coherent, and I couldn't fight anyone. I felt tranquilized, and I know he had put something in my drink, and he started trying to kiss my neck and kiss me, and I told him to stop, and he told me, no, it's okay, it's okay. And I got, you don't worry, come in my room, and I couldn't move at all. I felt like my whole body was paralyzed. And then he started taking my clothes off, and he turned me around, and I couldn't move. And he started putting Vaseline on my ass and started driving his beefcake directly in my area. And I couldn't move. I couldn't get him off of me. And I started hurting. And then I blacked out. And I don't remember what else he did to me after that. I woke up the next morning, and he told me he sent me $6,000 on Apple Pay to keep quiet about everything. And I was lost for words. And I was extremely mad and embarrassed. I told him I need to take a shower. And I noticed I was wiping myself in the shower. And I had Vaseline and blood on my, together, on the washed clothes. And I was breaking down crying in the shower. And I didn't know what to do. I had come to the realization that I was raped by this man, Marquis Swinton. And I was afraid to speak up about this situation for 2 years because I thought I was going to be blackballed from Hollywood. I left his crib and got me a hotel in Buckhead. And going through this traumatic experience, it made my PTSD worse. And my mental health was worse since I'm a retired veteran in the Army. And I've been in suicidal all this time. I couldn't live the life the way I wanted to. I was basically homeless, and I was house hopping. I kept in contact with Mark and stay on his good side because I was scared Mark would ruin my acting career. And I just tried to make him happy, but I wanted to report him for so long. But I seen a psychiatrist at the VA to talk to someone, but I told him I was not happy and I couldn't live my life accordingly. And the VA kept changing my doctor every 6 months, and I never had the same one. But I didn't have the funds to afford for a civilian doctor. I was living off the VA. I thought I would lose my family speaking up about all of this, but they had my back all the way. But I can't live through this burden. It was eating me alive. And I want justice for my mental health that Mark E. Swinton has caused me. And I want all the victims to speak up for all the things he has done. And that's Tyler Perry's right-hand man. And that's Tyler Perry's right-hand man. And I want justice for the emotional distress and mental illness and suicidal thoughts it has caused me. My life has not been the same ever since this incident happened. I wanted to die and just let myself be with God. I'll be damned, man. Crazy work, bro. Crazy work, man. And he actually shows the NDA. He says to the lawyers, I'm formally requesting your immediate legal representation. Man, bro. He says, I am formally requesting your immediate legal representation in pursuit both of civil and criminal action. So he's pursuing both civil and criminal action against Mark E. Swinton, the VP for Tyler Perry Studios, for rape, grooming, and crossing state lines under false pretenses. Against Jeannie Harrison for legal malpractice, conspiracy, obstruction of justice, and failure to uphold my veteran rights. Against Tyler Perry and Tyler Perry Studios as well for negligent retention, federal contractor violations, and cover-up of a known predator. And Michael Robbins for conflict of interest and suppressing results as the assigned third-party investigator. Man, oh man, oh man, bro. Man. You guys, let me know what y'all think. I have a copy of the original NDA. It's 10 pages. I have the copy of the NDA. Crazy work. If you guys want to see the NDA, all you have to do is go right online to Braxton Official, BRAXTON Official, all one word, and underscore on Instagram. And you will see all of the videos that he posted. You will see the NDA that he posted. You will see the text messages that he posted. You will see all that evidence that he posted online. Salute to everybody that's tapped on in. Y'all make sure y'all smash the like button, share this video, like this video, man. Y'all definitely let me know what y'all feel. Do you guys believe his story or not? Let me know in the comment section how y'all feel, man, about this situation, man. Make sure y'all watch our next video. I'll put a link to our next video in the comment section. Make sure y'all watch our very next video coming up. Peace.
All right, you guys, so we appreciate everybody that popped in, supported this video. Make sure that you guys shop our merch. We got that new A-Weapons merchandise right there below this video. All you got to do is look below. The links will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well to get the merch, to donate, support the channel, and subscribe to our podcast show. You'll see all those links pinned at the top of the comment section of this video. And we appreciate everybody that supports this channel and our networks. Also, that straight drop weight loss formula. Go to the website. You guys will see that. A link for that will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well. Go right there for all of your weight loss needs. Straight drop weight loss formula. We have a lot of testimonials on the website. You can go to www.str-8-drop.com and get you some of the weight loss formula today. Take your weight loss serious. Get in the gym, work out, exercise, and do what you got to do to stay on point. We appreciate everybody that's been locked into this video. Again, all the links are pinned at the top of the comment section below. Salute to all of y'all. And again, we appreciate everybody who support what we doing over here.